Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Happy New Year, my friends. And we're having another 2025 reading today called A Spicy New Direction in 2025. And I have three piles to choose from. Pile number one is the Magician, and it says, I am a master manifester. Pile number two is the Leader card, and it says, I lead from the heart. And pile number three is the Queen pile, and it says, I am an empowered feminine leader. Okay, so take a look at each one of those cards. Which one is really speaking to you and pulling you in? And I will go ahead and put the other piles aside. For those of you that are interested in personal readings with me, details for how to receive one are in the description box below. I do personal tarot readings, natal chart readings, and yeah, you can find all the information below on that. And for those of you that want to follow me on social media, I'm over on Blue Sky at Natalie H Astrology at bluesky.com. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the reading. You'll have to excuse my allergies a little bit if I sound a little sniffly. It's just allergies and the fun of wintertime. And I don't know if you guys heard about the Arctic blast that is coming to the Northern Hemisphere, but it sounds like we need to gird our loins on the upcoming cold. Ay, 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 as they say. Let's go ahead and begin. Pile number one, welcome to your reading. You chose the Magician, and today's reading is called A Spicy New Direction for you in 2025. Okay, and we have you becoming acquisitive, alternative, intelligent, creative, magical, intuitive, inventive, dynamic, eccentric, and charismatic in 2025. So let's see where this spicy new direction is leading beautiful pile number one. Let's see for my pile number ones. Let's find out about a spicy new direction for pile number one, please. Okay. Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Multitasking like a queen. Let's go ahead and see. We've got the 9th house of seeking, foreign adventure, higher education, spiritual quests, okay, religion, spirituality, risk-taking, journalism, traveling, and we have the Sun. Ooh, self-awareness, spirit, honor, distinction, okay, expression, shining, heartbeat. Okay, I love that. That is definitely feeling like you're in your element and feeling really comfortable with what you're doing. We have here, we've got the Emperor, Aries energy. We've got the Hermit, Virgo energy, okay? And we have the Knight of Water, okay, which in this deck is representing Pisces energy, okay? So let's see what else we have here as well. We're going to get all the cards out, and then we'll look at this spicy new direction that you are taking. We have Odin and Psychic Insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Okay, I love that with the Knight of Water. And I love the Hermit and the Knight of Water in the sense of being able to take time for yourself, to be able to relax and take some time for yourself, okay? And we have here, the Lady of Mass and the Shaper. And I did a whole reading about the power of shape-shifting And perhaps some of you did choose the Odin pile. I just did a reading on shape shifting in the Odin pile. So if you did that and you got that, then, welcome to your reading. It's being double reinforced here. And this is about reclaiming what feels beautiful and natural inside of you, okay? And the shaper of mass, and I love that. We have career. Wow. So there is a spicy new direction with regard to your career, particularly with the Sun and the Emperor here. Perhaps there is a leadership role for you there. I do feel like it's going to be so maybe some of you are seeking a new job opportunity when it comes to work, something that really allows you to be yourself, okay? Um, and the Sun is where we truly are ourselves, and we're not hiding any parts of ourselves from anyone in our life, okay? And we're really connected to our vitality and to our future direction and our dreams and our vision for our life, okay? And I feel like you guys are definitely stepping up to the plate this year to take control of your career. And you may be looking for, like I said, a new job. It's a busy year, I feel like, for you, pile number one, with lots of new things, new and exciting things about where you can travel, where you can go, what you can do. Okay, I'm also getting the energy of somebody taking, like being in between jobs and taking a vacation before going back to work. Okay, so some of you may have never thought of doing that before, or you may never have given yourself that time to really relax. And there may be a time with this Knight of Cups and Hermit energy where you feel a little bit lost, or you feel like, I don't know where I should go from here. But I feel like the day breaks and you start to you basically say, hey, I'm not gonna waste my time here. I've got some free time. I've got some time to myself. I'm going to travel. I'm going to take a trip to a place I've always wanted to go. And you may need to move some funds with the Two of Pentacles. You may need to move some money or move some funds to do that. But it's worth it because I feel like you're on a journey of seeking yourself and seeking your true self. And sometimes we have to get lost in order to see new things and find new things and adjust to a different path that we didn't know could even be there for us. Okay, and I really feel like you guys are shaping your career in 2025 and serving it up big time. Okay, and I feel like you have really keen awareness of who you are and who you're becoming. And it may not feel that way as the year starts off, but as the year really ramps up and gets going, I do feel with the Sun there is like a level of excitement about a new opportunity with the ninth house here that is coming through. Okay, and that can be opportunities to study, opportunities to travel, feeling really confident in particular areas of your life. Maybe some of you are going to be teaching or learning. I feel like some of you may be teaching and learning at the same time, which is this Two of Pentacles right here, where you're teaching something, but you're also learning something, which can be, it can be kind of messy a little bit of a messy energy. But I feel like, with the Hermit, we're getting really organized, and with the Emperor, we're getting really intentional about what it is that we want to do. So we're organized, we're moving forward on something. And with the Knight of Water, we feel very attracted to something new. Now, this Knight looks a little bit sad here, pile number one. So there could be somebody who you're leaving behind in 2025, or somebody who you no longer talk to, or you're no longer wasting your time on something is what I feel. Okay. And it seems to me like somebody feels kind of sad about that, or maybe you feel like someone is avoiding you or is not taking you seriously or avoiding you. I kind of feel like it stings, pile number one. It stings for a minute, but you get yourself organized. You gather up your energy and you get yourself organized and you focus on what you want to do moving forward. And I also feel like, you're looking really good in 2025 as well with this Lady of the Mask and the Shaper, because we have vanity and appearances here. So I feel like you are super looking good. And it looks like here she has like a killer body, and her face card is, as the kids would say, her face card is serving, pile number one. So I mean, I feel like you reclaim your confidence about your appearance and how you look, and you really reclaim that energy for yourself. And it's like, it has a really positive effect on your career as well. We have the Grim Reaper, relationship is over. No second chances, grow and transform your life. Yeah, that's coming out under the Knight of Water, which I was talking about just a minute ago, about how you guys are needing to leave someone behind to sit in their shit for a while. And I feel like you guys are saying, I'm just going to let that person sit in their shit for a while. And I'm going to take the rest of the time, the extra time that I have, and go find myself. I'm going to go study something that really inspires me. I'm going to go get after things I've always wanted to do, going places, doing things, okay? And I feel like a relationship with somebody is over. You're not giving them any more second chances. You're not afraid to be alone. You're not afraid to take charge of your life, okay? And, as far as having the ability to focus and grow in your career, I feel like, wow, really, really good. And some of you may find that your career is growing after you let go of a specific person or relationship that has been like a wet noodle in your life, kind of like weighing you down. Okay. That's spicy. We have Coffin. Oh my gosh. We've got the Grim Reaper and Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. And again, when we're going through a lot of endings and new beginnings, there can be a period of time where we feel kind of lost, or we feel like, I don't know, we're doing a lot of deep soul searching, and it's like, I don't know where I want to go from here. I feel kind of lost. But it's like everything starts to, you take the time away that you need. You spend some time doing your own thing. Some of you may be thinking about taking a gap year. For those of you that are just finishing your studies, it's like, I want to take a gap year and I want to go travel and see the world and find myself. And I want to regain my confidence, and I want to follow my intuition. Your psychic sense about things are very true. If you feel like, okay, I can feel like something is changing, I can feel like an ending is coming. I know this is going to shake things up a lot, okay? Two of Pentacles, but that's fine. I'm at a place where I don't mind being a little bit lost and having to do some soul searching so that I can really find what I'm looking for, okay? And there may be like an ending with a career as well, where you feel kind of lost, or you feel like, geez, and some of you may be leaning more into entrepreneurial things, as long as it has structure, right? I do feel like your career needs focus and structure and discipline with the Emperor, okay? It really does need that. And I feel like gathering your energy for a big push ahead is something that you need here, okay? But And I feel your confidence with the sun here is really increasing. And it's like, I am going to let this go. I am tired of this. I don't want this anymore. We have dolphin spirit. This and that are true. I love the dolphin spirit. And I'm going to actually open this up for you guys real quick. The dolphin spirit, like her earthly manifestation, is a reminder of duality. As the dolphin is both mammal and sea creature, so too is the dolphin spirit. Two truths can coexist, the story you tell and another as well. The duality of life is present when we are suffering, for there is a blessing too, and helpers that appear within clouds or silver linings. And when we later reflect on what happened, we can see that the situation was both this and that, and a choice led to both joy and sorrow. No relationship is either all good or all bad, and people have qualities of both light and shadow. Yeah, and you know, that is something that I feel like you are really learning, and that, you know, the duality in things, focus on the positive, for the light exists alongside the darkness. Dolphin spirit calls for you to come up from below and enjoy a weightless moment in the sun. There's the sun card there, as you dive in and out of this and that, accepting and even enjoying the duality of life. Why not join dolphin spirit in acknowledging and affirming the blessing present in this moment? Today you can celebrate that this and that are both true, and recognize the complexity and the beauty of the fabric of the universe. You are at a place right now where your past self is still present as you move towards the new self you are becoming. And with that, there are endings, and there is a period of soul searching and perhaps feeling lost, okay? Or feeling dramatic about something. Pile number one, all right? Aspects of both yourselves are present. So even if you want to say goodbye to what was, you are required to find solace in this in-between time. Today is not a day to choose one over another, but rather to accept things as they are without judgment or resistance. Your next action will be obvious when you drop your bias and see things as a whole. Okay. When you most want to be acknowledged as right and see others as wrong, dolphin spirit appears as a reminder that the story of your suffering and righteousness is a little more complicated than you're admitting right now. Do you want to see things in black and white and be rigid about your ideas of what is correct and not? Release your rigidity and embrace the fluidity. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Release rigidity, and that's the Two of Pentacles too. Fluid adaptation to life and a need to release inner rigidity. And it's like, okay, well, that was over and that's bad, and there's nothing else to it. And Spirit is saying, you're going in a new direction where you're being a lot more fluid, and you're willing to admit to yourself, hey, I do feel kind of lost in this moment. I do feel like I'm searching for something deeper within. And there are some times that I feel like a monster, or I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing, or I feel like sometimes I'm not always right. And I'm searching for this new way of being within myself that makes me feel like more empowered in myself. Okay. And it says here, release your rigidity and embrace the fluidity of life as you recognize the grays that remind you there are two sides to every story, an upside to each downside, and a blessing in every challenge. What you think is wrong may end up being right for you, so let dolphin spirit soften your heart so that you make the best decision at this time, playing with the possibilities that present themselves. Yeah, the shaper here, Lady of Mask, you know, playing with the possibilities, trying things on for size and seeing if they fit. And I love that energy, jumping out of the water to feel the sun. Very cool. We have safe home. I cast this circle roundabout. Safety is now beyond doubt. Okay. And that's important. Your home is important. I feel like, you know, you're going to be going places. I feel like with the 9th house being activated here, you will be gone from home, in and out, in and out, in and out, you know, at various times during the year of your house. But knowing that your house is like, especially if you're by yourself a lot or if you're on your own a lot, like feeling like you have a safe home or feeling like you have a comfortable place to come home to is really important, I feel. And the pattern is interesting because I'm seeing a 19-year period here, or 19 to 20-year period, and I feel like the patterns that you're setting right now are going to kind of permeate in the next couple of decades. And so what you put importance on is really important, but being able to feel safe and be comfortable in your own home, even if you are by yourself, is what is most important, I feel. Okay. And some of you may be like resurfacing your home or interior decorating something or changing something in your home, buying a new home, looking at new homes, doing something to change the outside of your home that makes it look more pleasing for you. Okay. And we have pathway here. Follow your own path. You do not need to follow another. Yeah. And that is really important. Pile number 1, I remember when I was in my early 20s and, you know, I was kind of in love for the first time and I was really into somebody and they were going to study overseas and they invited, you know, or they were wanting me to go with them because they were going to be gone for almost a year. And I almost did go with them, but at the last minute, I decided to follow my own path and do my own thing. At that time in my life, I just couldn't reconcile with like following someone else's life path. And I did feel lost for a time after that, after kind of deciding I wasn't going to go that direction. It was like, okay, well, what direction do I want to go? And yeah, so it's an interesting, you know, it's an interesting thing. It says, follow your own path. You do not need to follow another's path. And some of you could be weighing out with the 2 of Pentacles what path you do want to follow. And you're realizing, okay, if I do, and you know, the big reason I made that decision, pile number 1, and I haven't thought about this for years. Like this was like 20 years ago for me. The main reason I made that decision is because of my career and what I wanted from my career. That I didn't feel it was best for me to be like following another person at that young of an age. And yeah, the relationship eventually did end and there was a period where I did feel very lost, but I did really need to just do my own thing. So pile number 1, I don't know why that's coming up. Maybe for some of you that is a very relevant thing that you'll be looking at in 2025, but that is what I am getting for you, my loves. And let me know how that reading resonated for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take care, everybody. And let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Get everything ready here. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the leader card and it says, I lead from the heart. And we're looking at a spicy new direction for you in 2025. We're looking at what is courageous and committed, brilliant, purposeful, and authentic for you, okay? So let's look at what spicy new direction could be coming out for you in 2025. This is my favorite time of the year to do like forecasts because it's so fun because the whole year is ahead of us and it's just exciting to think about, you know, where we could be at the end of this year if we truly follow our calling or follow our path. So let's go ahead, pile number 2, and take a look at a spicy new direction for you in 2025. Okay, ooh, 7 of Swords. Now you see me, and now you don't. Let's go ahead, and this is where you're too fast on your toes to get caught up with them hoes. Okay, pile number 2. So let's go ahead and see. We've got the 8th house of intimacy. Okay. And I like this 7 of Swords in this deck because there's a smile on the face. Okay. There's like, I know that I'm being funny. I know that I'm being tricky. I know that I am being silly, and yet still I am doing it. I feel like people can't really figure you out too well in 2025, pile number 2. Like, they have a hard time reading into your intentions or reading into what you're doing, because you're very like quick with it. And I feel some of you are going to have a very quick wit and be very sharp and funny and sunny, and pile number 2, okay? But people have a hard time. It's like maybe you're worried that people are not taking you seriously as much as you would like, or you're worried that people are not really seeing the true you. But for those of you that do need to kind of do things under the radar, and you don't want everyone like being able to like read your true intentions, and you've always wanted to be a little bit more mysterious, I feel like welcome to 2025, pile number 2. We have passion. Ooh, with the 8th and the 5th house. That is a lot of sexual energy and sexual passion as well. But I do think with the 5th house, it's like passion, creativity, play, pleasure, parties, humor. Yeah, it was talking about humor and how you're going to have a really quick wit in 2025. We have the moon here, very sexy version of the moon. All right, very witty, funny, and wise. Ooh, we've got the 5 of Swords here, but I love it in this deck because she is standing over the graves of the people that harmed her in the past, and she's showing them nothing but booty, pile number 2. Okay. There's a song that it's like you can sit here and cry or kiss my ass. It doesn't make a difference to me. I don't know. I'm just thinking of an old song from back in the day. It doesn't make a difference to me. Okay. And people really like reaching for you. You can see the hand in the corner trying to reach out and grab that booty. But pile number 2, you're too elusive, I feel like, for people to really pin you down. And because that people are like super curious about you. And there's a lot of booty, even in this moon picture. There's a lot of people that I feel like people that are getting bewitched by you or enchanted by you, but I feel like you're the one that's in control. Okay. And you know, the moon and the 5 of Swords is a little bit of a crazy kind of an energy, okay? But I'm here for it, pile number 2. Again, it's confusing about the choices that you're making or why you're doing what you're doing. People can't really figure it out, but I feel like you're highly charismatic in 2025, okay? And you are looking for people that are trustworthy and things like that, but you're also being kind of tricky, pile number 2. We've got the 3 of Pentacles, okay? 3 of Earth here. What a wild, I feel like I'm also getting an energy of like, dirty talking or bad mouthing or clever insults even. pile number 2, but I feel like it's not like you're being mean to people on purpose. It's just that you're really hard to pin down in 2025, okay? And I do feel like you're getting kind of wild. Um, and even maybe a little bit of an exhibitionist in 2025, like getting wild and being a bit of an exhibitionist. And you're kind of like really keeping people guessing, is what I am feeling here. Is that you have this attitude of really keeping people like guessing big time. We have here White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. Okay? And with the moon coming up in your reading, there could be, it's like, yeah, I really do want to engage in my creativity and I want to be passionate, and something about me is feeling very like charged in 2025, like really charged up. Sexually or emotionally, like that type of thing, okay? But I also feel like there is something deeper going on here too, okay? And with the moon popping up, yes, there can be family stuff that is popping up where you feel like you have to, and maybe some of you felt like you had to hide parts of yourself from your family, or you feel like you had to hide like who you loved or who you care about, especially for my LGBTQ folks coming to this reading. If there was like a lot of, it's like, I don't, with the Five of Swords, I feel like you're like, these people can kiss my ass if they don't like who I am, or they don't think that, you know, they can kiss my ass, because I'm not putting it up with anymore. I'm not putting up with having to hide parts of myself, especially the most passionate, creative parts of myself. I am not going to be hiding those parts of myself from anyone anymore. F that. Okay. So I really do feel like there is an ancestor spirit, and that's coming out under the 8th house of where we channel and mediumship, and our ancestors and our inheritances and death and dying are all connected to the 8th house. Okay. And maybe some of you here are very passionate about doing ancestor work or ancestor healing, but you've been Five of Swords, you've been afraid to do it in the past, or you've been afraid that your ancestors really don't want to connect with you, or you've just had some really bad ancestors who you don't really want to connect, who you really didn't want to connect with, okay? But I feel like there is a very like spiritually wise ancestor who is a part of your lineage, and it may be, you know, lineages 2, 3, 4 times back in time, but there is something here about, you know, connecting to the mysteries of your past and connecting to the mysteries of your family's past. And there's something about, and I love this moon card because it's very like werewolf in Paris. It's very much like, it's very much like making a scary costume and then going tiptoeing out of your house and showing up to a party in a scary costume and scaring some of your friends, and then meeting a super sexy hottie who just kind of like ravages you. Um, Pile number 2, some of you could be having like something like that happening. Halloween in 2025 could be like super epic for you. And I feel like there are certain things that you've been obsessed with for a long time, that you've been super passionate about, and maybe you were afraid of exploring those topics because it would offend other people, or they wouldn't like it. I feel like with the Five of Swords, you guys are like, you know, it's not that I don't care about the people in my life, but I don't know, like I'm going to do, you know, with the Three of Pentacles is representing Mars and Capricorn, and it's like you're really driven to have the experiences that you want to have in 2025, and you're not going to let anything stand in your way, okay? And maybe some of you are like, I was actually kind of worried that my ancestors were judging me or thinking that what I'm interested in, because some of you here could have always been interested in more quote unquote darker stuff than the people around you, and it made you feel kind of bad. I feel like old costumes, old jewelry, like finding like really sexy, I feel like really sexy clothes, beauty, performances, sexy performances. I feel like a lot of you could be kind of aligning in that energy in 2025. And the thing is with the Three of Pentacles is like you're really driven to have the experiences that you want to be having. So regardless of anyone else's disapproval in your family, in your lineage, whatever, you're not letting it phase you. I feel like pile number 2, you're definitely not going to let that phase you. And we have the thinker and the father of knowledge. We have knowledge, instruction, and reinvention. Yeah, and I also feel there's like a reinvention of your personal style to something that is more cutting edge or revealing, okay? And also with knowledge and instruction, some of you could be very keen to develop more occult knowledge and, more information about like magic and the occult and the darker arts. And some of you are wanting to bring, I feel like, those elements into entertainment that you're seeking out, performances that you're putting on. All of this is, and I really feel like the reinvention energy is very strong for you guys in 2025. It's kind of like how Madonna always like reinvented herself and changed her style all the time. And like what she would wear and what she would do is sometimes make other people uncomfortable, but it was like her expressing her originality at the time. Okay, so that energy of always like reinventing yourself, and it's like if I don't reinvent myself all the time, I get bored, and I'm really driven to discover the things that would have driven people crazy in the past, but they're things that I want to try and do. Okay. And some of you could have had like a very disapproving father or a parent in your life that was very disapproving of the things that you wanted to do or try, or you felt like this person never took your passions or like the things that you wanted to do very seriously. And I feel like you guys are kind of like, I don't really give a shit anymore about what this person thinks about me. I am going to hunt down my passions and do them like I want to do. And some of you, when you were younger, perhaps you like to sneak out of the house a lot with this Seven of Swords and, and yeah, and I feel like if people didn't really take what you were into or the things that you liked very seriously, I feel like you guys are like, oh no, there's a big rebellious energy. There's a energy around rebelling around family, etc., like that. Okay, so pile number 2, get ready for that. We have willpower. Yeah, exactly. And regardless of other people in the direction they're going, you're out in front going the direction you want to go. So I feel like your willpower is super strong with this Three of Pentacles, Mars and Capricorn. Like your willpower to finish things and get things done is really, it's like an I'll show you kind of an energy. Okay. You don't think I can do that. You don't think that I have what it takes. F that. I'll show you. Okay. And you know, with the eighth house, it could be like doing stuff to spite people and show them that you can do it. I feel like you have the willpower and the strength to accomplish what you want. And um, you're like, this is my dream. This is my mission. This is what I'm obsessed with. This is what I'm passionate about. And if you don't understand, sorry, so sad. Like, go away then. I feel like is what you guys are kind of doing. We have the butterfly. Yeah, especially with reinvention, um, healing the inner child growth. But the butterfly is like has changed form and has reinvented itself from the caterpillar stage and has become the beautiful butterfly. Okay. And I feel like your relationship to your ancestors is evolving in 2025. I also feel like your relationship to intimacy and passion and sexuality is definitely evolving in 2025. Um, and yeah, and I do feel like some of you may wanting to be, seeking instruction and knowledge about certain things that you're passionate about. Some of you may really be interested in like dominating or dominatrix type of energy, or doming other people, or I'm getting what I'm getting. So I have to tell you, pile number 2, and that is a very spicy new direction, right? I feel like transformation and change is definitely there. And I feel like some of you are really wanting to learn more about an area of life you've always been super passionate about, but a little bit afraid to explore, perhaps because of what family would say or how they would act or how they would treat you. But yeah, I feel like you guys are like, I don't really care anymore how other people are going to receive that. Like, there are certain things that I want to do and work on, and I'm doing it anyway. Okay, so good for you. We have palm tree, stability, security, and endurance. Okay, and I feel like it's not just a flash in the pan type of a change that you have in 2025. It's something that is evolving over time and continues to evolve. And it's a change that sticks with you for a while. So some of you in the past, with the moon and the 5 of swords, it's like if you wanted to change something, it could be like, okay, I tried a little bit, but then I stopped and I pulled back my energy, or I tried to follow a different path, but I got dissuaded or discouraged and I didn't really continue with it. Okay. I feel like in 2025, oh yeah, you are continuing with it in a big time way. And the 3 of Pentacles is really resonating with that stability energy. The changes that you're making, other people may find them downright crazy or weird, or you know, or something like that, pile number 2. But I feel like you guys have really thought it through. You've thought a lot about what you want to do here, and you're like, I've got all the willpower to make these changes and see them through, and I'm not going to back down until I see those results. Okay. And even if people are questioning why you're doing what you're doing, you're standing up to those people. You're like, you can't change my mind on this. This is what I am doing. Okay. And with the 8th house and the 5th house, there may be times during the year when you feel like you're going through like an ego death, or you're going through like your own personal, like, because you guys have the sun here too. And there may be like a very brutal ego death that you're really embracing, or is really like coming through really strongly in 2025. But at the same time, I feel like you're super strong with the 3 of Pentacles. You're super strong to see it through. Okay. And it kind of brings a question of like, what would my ancestors think of me now? and what would their opinion be of what I'm doing now? But I feel like they would be super proud of you because you are standing, as the kids would say, pile number 2, you're standing on business, okay? With willpower, you're definitely standing on business. And if there are people that want to challenge you or don't like the way you're doing something, I feel like you are going to definitely stand up. Now, here is Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. I love this card. I'm into it for you guys, and the whole theme of family and ancestors and working with ancestors, it's really nice. But when you're doing all that stuff, especially with the moon, can bring like, you know, the moon card coming up with being like fuzzy around boundaries or family or things like that. There is a need to set boundaries there. And I'm going to read just a little bit around this. Okay. Learning to set healthy boundaries is the gift of Armadillo Spirit. You're entering a phase where, in order for you to be in alignment with your intentions and co-create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that have been okay for you in the past. Yeah, and the moon and the 5 of swords can be like, you know, I am radically saying no to things in the past that I would have said yes to, okay? And this means that you need to learn where you end and where others begin. What is yours to own and what is not, okay? Know your limits and understand that an empowering choice to say no to what doesn't feel right. Okay, Armadillo Spirit is here to tell you it's time to be honest with yourself about what you really want. Be clear on what you are agreeing to. Yeah, that's the 7 of Swords, where we do have to be honest with ourselves. And the 8th house is where things can get brutally honest, right? About what it is, what our needs are, okay? Be clear on what you're agreeing to. Declare what your needs are and say no is a full sentence. These are acts of respect and kindness to others as well as to yourself. Trust your body's signal and you will know what to do. Armadillo Spirit guides you in making good decisions that are grounded in a strong sense of what belongs to you and what does not belong to you, okay? And this is a tricky time, okay? 7 of Swords. This is a tricky time, as you may find yourself enmeshed with others, overly concerned with how they will take it if you say no or express how you really feel. Moon and 5 of Swords. Am I the bad person and I'm the mean person for saying how I feel? No, you're not, okay? Pile number 2. Do you feel anxious saying no to someone? So you capitulate even knowing that the outcome will not be in your best interest? Do you feel like it's your job to stop someone from facing their challenges? Instead, you might take on their responsibilities, rescuing them instead of giving them the freedom to learn their lessons the hard way or their way. Perhaps you feel that if you only knew how much you cared, they would change and then all would be well. Armadillo Spirit asks you to be honest with yourself and others, no matter how difficult that may be or how much you may fear losing someone or something. Face your fear, tell the truth, set your boundaries. You will be amazed at the miracles that happen when you let Armadillo Spirit protect you from taking on too much, becoming a people pleaser, and losing your integrity. Okay, live and let live. Okay, another message of protection is live and let live. Yeah, and I feel you guys are really good at that. Pile number 2, live and let live, man. Hey, some people have things that they're into that other people will never understand and they don't really get. And it's not, you know, up to you to break that down for them, right? Like, that's their own journey. If someone else is being defensive, yeah, some people may be feeling quite defensive because they see you standing up here, pile number 2. But if someone else is being defensive, if you feel you or someone else is being defensive, you are called to step back and trust in Spirit's plan, okay? If you're getting really defensive about something, then maybe it's time to step back. And I feel like from having to prove yourself to that person, okay? And sometimes we can get in battle of the wills with people, and we can get really fixed and locked on something, or that we have to prove something and we can't let go of something until we prove it, right? So those are some energies. That is very spicy energy, where it's like, I am going to be standing up. I don't care how long it takes. I will stand up for what I believe in and for what I think. Okay. So pile number 2, that is coming through very strongly. We have structure. Yeah. And that really aligns with the 3 of Pentacles and structure in this palm tree of stability and security. Okay. Set goals and plans for a strong foundation. Okay. And this is where we want something really, really bad, or we really feel attracted to something that maybe other people don't really understand, or maybe it's something that you keep secret for a while, or something that you do get involved with that other people are like, whoa, you know, that's big time, or that's something unusual, or that is something that, you know, makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, but oh well, right? Pile number 2, oh well. And Spirit is saying, set goals and plans for a strong foundation here, okay? For the stability of your changes, because the changes that you're making are very big, and they are taking effort, and you want them to stick, right? You want those changes to stick. So we have healthy boundaries and structure as a way to dial in on that, okay? We have inspiration. Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. And I love that as far as creativity, obsessions, okay? And if you're thinking, well, I don't want to have like romantic obsessions or sexual obsessions with people, then that's where we have to like set boundaries, make goals and plans for ourselves, exercise our willpower, mind over matter type of thing, call on our ancestors, all right? Work with the goddess Isis here as she is really coming through. And we see growth and relationships evolving to the next stage beyond just sexual passion, okay? But that may mean that we have to build something on a solid foundation. And it's really hard to build a solid foundation with someone in relationship who doesn't have very good boundaries, right? Like that is going to make structure and discipline and all of that is needed around relationships a lot harder to maintain. Pile number 2. But I feel like, you know, like seeing people going after what they want and not caring what other people think is something that is very inspiring to you in 2025. Okay. And you've got time. That's the thing. You've got the time. Try not to rush. You've got time to build things the way that you want them in 2025. So that is definitely very spicy. Pile number 2. Love the energy, and hope you have an amazing 2025, and take care, my friends. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the Queen, and today's reading is called A Spicy New Direction in 2025 for you. So let's go ahead and get into your reading, pile number 3. And let's look at you being prosperous, powerful, compassionate, intuitive, responsible, knowledgeable, and trustworthy. And in pile number 3 as the Queen. Let's go ahead and get into it and see what spicy new direction is coming in for pile number 3. Okay. Ooh, 5 of Swords. Okay. And oh my gosh, look at that. The Queen of Wands is, okay, this is interesting. I am going to put these two out here because we're talking about the Queen, and there's the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Ooh, that is spicy. Okay. And that is putting your foot down and calling people out for fuckery. So pile number 3, let's go ahead and take a look at what is coming up here. Ooh, we've got Taurus, never back down, never give up. Okay, Taurus energy coming through really strongly. Earthly, practical, knowledgeable, trustworthy, powerful. We've got Mars and action. For those of you that have Mars and Taurus, welcome to your reading. Okay. It's interesting because Taurus is not known to be a sign that is super Marsy. Taurus is very like solid and patient and deliberate, and it is tenacious, but it's not like I need it right now or like super, super impatient. Like Mars can be like that driving energy that moves us forward. Okay. And I feel like there's a need to attack laziness here, pile number 3, and also have courageous, honest, brutally honest conversations, and to motivate yourself to action, right? There's a need to motivate ones to turn up the heat, okay? And Mars is definitely very, very spicy. And you can see the boxing gloves and the red lipstick, and you know, that is very, very spicy, like turning up the heat, right? And I feel like some of you are like working out and hitting the punching bag and thinking of someone's face while you're hitting the punching bag. I can see you guys, you know, some of you could maybe with the Queen of Wands take up like spicy dancing, or I remember I took a pole dancing class for a while, and it was so much fun. It was just so much fun. And you know, sometimes like we can get real pissed off because when we're trying to express ourselves creatively and do something new and interesting and fun, we can feel like people are going to be mean or say mean things. Okay. I really feel an energy of you guys standing up for other people. Okay. And people can be really mean and rude about other people's appearance or other people's expression of their creativity. Like people can be really mean and rude. And especially on social media, pile number 3, especially on social media. And some people say really underhanded, backstabby type stuff. And sometimes that can even come from friends or a quote unquote acquaintances, right? Pile number 3, that can say really things that are like very cutting. And I feel like what you guys are saying to me is, you know, you're looking, not to me, pile number 3, but you're saying it to the world when certain things are happening during 2025. You're like, did that bitch just insult me? Okay. And I feel like, you know, if somebody does that, it's not something that you are going to let go. And every time you look at that person, you're going to want to kick their ass. I promise. Okay. Pile number 3. And, you know, this is where we are confronting bullies, or we're confronting people with shitty behavior. Okay. So if there are people, whether it's trolls online, whether it is, you know, and whether it is like men who are saying really awful, rude things to women, whether it is insulting behavior, whether it's people pretending to be a friend and then making backstabbing comments. I feel like you guys are like, whoa, okay? You're like, not today, not tomorrow, not on my watch, okay? And I feel like you guys are definitely like that behavior is not welcome around me. And if I see you doing that, you're gonna, and I'm looking at the black cat on the Queen of Wands, you're gonna get the claw, okay? If you start doing that kind of stuff, you are definitely gonna get the claw, okay? So, yeah, I feel like you guys are, if somebody does act that way, you will patiently wait for the right time to strike back against that person and teach them a lesson. And I feel like you're coming out with the fire and with gloves on and swinging. Okay. And I feel like, wow, you know, it is very, very spicy. And some of you may be like wearing red lipstick in 2025 or working out really hard or building up your strength in 2025. So that you can defend the people that you love and care about. But I feel like, you know, you're kicking laziness in the ass as well for those of you that, and it may be like somebody's rude comment or somebody's rude attitude that motivates you to get up and do something, to get up and go for a run, to get up and go to archery practice and do target, you know, practice file number 3. Like the Queen of Wands is definitely like the Katniss Everdeen kind of a, you know, from the Hunger Games. Like that's kind of the Queen of Wands is energy, is that Katniss Everdeen kind of an energy, that Queen of the Jungle, okay? And yeah, if somebody is being rude and socially disagreeable, also I feel like people who are being very possessive of you or trying to be very possessive of your time and energy are definitely going to be like, you know, handled and dealt with, okay? And it's like, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm a free agent. I'm not gonna put up with people trying to possess me or own me. And yeah, I am a pleasure seeking person too. I also feel like you guys are becoming sexually like more bold in 2025. It's like, you know, I'm not going to put like I am a pleasure seeking being who is blooming um, every day that I'm alive, and I have certain desires and things that I want, and it's not just about me pleasing that other person. And I feel you guys are very good at you know, you're very good lovers, I feel, pile number 3, but you're sick of being with people who don't listen or are not very good lovers themselves. And I feel like you're like, oh, I am so done with that energy. Like you come in acting a certain way, acting all confident and badass like you're the best lover, and you're a horrible lover. Oh my God. Oh my God. I will rip you so hardcore. I feel like it's what you guys are saying. That's very spicy. Pile number 3. Oh yeah, we've got the 3 of air or the 3 of swords. And oh, you guys have the power to say, and you know what? She's got her hands over her nether regions here, and she's like, you ain't getting any from me, okay? You come in trying to act all bad and tough and saying you're the best lover, and people making comments saying, oh, you just haven't had me, or you just haven't had a lover with me like me. I feel like you guys are like, oh no, that is like, that type of talking is makes me drier than the Sahara Desert, okay? I feel like you guys are like, no way. Like people, I feel like in 2025 could easily say the wrong thing to you and totally turn you off. We have here 2 of Pentacles, okay? I see for those of you that were not as comfortable like initiating things sexually, I feel like you are initiating a lot more of what you want. And perhaps some of you are like really surprising other people with that. Ooh, okay. We've got the Page of Water here. And ooh, I feel like finding someone who can quote unquote handle You is a lot in 2025, okay? Pile number 3. But I definitely see like red marks here, and somebody could be getting spankings, or somebody was naughty or very sassy and now they're in trouble and they're getting a naughty spanking. Pile number 3, I just have to tell you what I'm getting here. All right. And yeah, I feel like you're more about people taking action or trying. I feel like you are trying new things, even sexually in 2025. You're like, let me try this, okay? Or let me experiment with this a little bit, okay? And let me go up and talk to somebody that I wouldn't normally talk to. Let me go up and introduce myself, okay? And but I feel like it's important that you're with someone who, I'm feeling more of like the strong silent type, or somebody who isn't, if you guys have been attracted to people in the past who are very like confident and mean in a lot of ways, I feel like you're becoming more attracted to people who have like a really strong silent side to themselves, but are like quietly confident, okay, and actually deliver on what they're saying. We have Horus and the Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Yeah, yep. And miraculous changes are occurring. Horus and the Cosmic Gateway. I love that. We have the Prince. Okay. The Forgotten Adversary. Yeah. And again, this is somebody who has really fallen down the rung in your order of importance of people that you want around you, and they're mad that they're not getting the attention from you that they normally get, okay? Because I feel like this person coming through as the 5 of Swords, they like a lot of attention. They do stupid shit to get your attention. And I feel like in 2025, you're completely ignoring this person. And in doing so, you're letting a whole bunch of new energy into your life. And this person is mad because they don't have your attention. They are the forgotten adversary. You've turned your attention to other things, okay? And you're like, yeah, I don't really, and it burns them up. Pile number 3, it makes them so mad and it burns them up. And it makes them actually really sad because they don't have your attention anymore. Okay, there could be somebody in your life who is just pissed off because you're not paying attention to them anymore and you don't really care. Interesting. Pile number 3. We have transformation and the butterfly. That's interesting because the butterfly came up in pile number 2 as well. And this is about trying new things. And like, you know, it's like, does this turn you on? Do you like this? And being around somebody that you can talk about a lot of different things with, where every time you try to bring something up or suggest something new, it turns into a fight. Okay. I feel like you definitely are not wanting that energy in 2025. You're wanting to be around people who are like more creative, more of the like less talk and more action type of people is what I'm feeling. I feel like what you're attracted to and what you are attracting is really changing in 2025. Okay. And that's cool. We've got the Phoenix new phase. Okay. Transformation is listed on here again. So now we have that word twice here. Okay, there's a new phase, there's a new growth, and there is a mind that has changed, okay? And there could be somebody in 2025 that is trying to change your mind about them, And some of you may give this person another chance, or you may see something get resurrected in your life again in a new way. Okay. And I feel like you guys are really surprising people with the way that you're being very forward and the way that you're directly asking for what you want. Okay. And yeah, it's very surprising. I feel like you are rising from the ashes like the phoenix, and you're entering in a new phase, I feel, pile number 3. And this phase is about action, it is about desire, it is about courage, okay, excitement, and leadership, okay? And yeah, I do feel like there are certain people who are kind of like getting left behind. And we have addiction, like people who are addicted to like the new phase or are addicted to changing. And, you know, this whole thing about people being really possessive and controlling over the ways that you're changing, pile number 3. I talked about that earlier with the Taurus energy coming up with, and people being not liking, or people being addicted to the old version of you, or, you know, and being really possessive and controlling over other people, where we're blocking change or we're trying to restrain others from leaving us. That can be a huge waste of energy. And I feel like you guys are definitely like at a major changing point here, pile number 3, where somebody being really possessive and obsessive and controlling over you is something you actively are wanting to get away from, okay? And I do feel like there is somebody who could be obsessed with you at times or very possessive towards you. And I feel like you guys are wanting to get away from this energy and move on to something better for yourself, okay? And it kind of feels like there's like a ball and a chain that's attached, and it doesn't want to go anywhere and it doesn't want to move. And I feel like you guys are kind of like, in order to be the phoenix and transition into the next phase, it's like you have to embrace the new growth. And we're not about passively accepting something and being lazy about it in 2025. We are about opening up to powerful new opportunities for growth, where we leave behind the ball and chain. We leave behind the adversary. We're not engaging with that energy anymore because it's a waste of energy, okay? And you know, going back to something or flip-flopping with the 3 of Swords just proves our original point, that person hasn't really changed, okay? Now, I feel like the ownness or the owning of the change is within you, pile number 3. And it's not about hanging on to something until they change. It's not about continuing to fight someone or something until they change. It's not about getting possessive or controlling over people until they change. That's not what we're doing in 2025. What we're doing is we're calling out bullies, we're calling out people that suck, that do not belong in our life, and we're getting rid of lazy energy in our lives, and we're actively taking control of the things that we are able to control in our lives, which doesn't include other people or hanging on to the past, okay? And if there is someone that just hasn't been letting you go, and it's like they've been hanging on to you, and obsessing and being possessive and controlling over you. I feel like you are, and with the Five of Swords and the Queen of Wands, like there is a need to like be a bitch, okay? And I've talked about this with the Five of Swords before, is sometimes we have to be the bitch, or we have to be the one to say, no, that isn't what I want, or we have to be brutal and cutting sometimes with people that we have been passively letting them do what they want, or entertaining their problems or their addiction to us. And this can be where somebody is becoming very like love addicted to us, and again, pile number 3, I don't think that is what you're becoming in 2025 at all. In fact, I think you're phoenixing away from that. And you're cutting off. And if you need to be a bitch and stand up for yourself, then yeah, you're going to do it. And people are going to be pissed because they don't have your attention. Like, you're not giving them the same attention that you used to give them, and they're mad about it. Okay. So yeah, we've got Flamingo Spirit, Embrace the In-Between, coming up here. We've got Helping Hand. It's okay to give and ask for help. Okay. And that can be really hard to do when our pride won't let us do that. But Spirit reminding you it's okay to ask for help. Now, people coming back and asking for your help after they've been, fucking you over or doing that isn't going to work. Okay. But asking the right people for help, or the people that actually need your help asking for your help, okay? And somehow we can get pulled back into other people's dramas, or pulled back into other people's issues and stuff like that. There's a need to be focused on our own forward momentum, okay? We have Prosperity. As this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universal divine. I love that. As this tree grows so strong and so fine. And I feel like that is what you are growing, so strong and so fine, in pile number 3. You guys are moving in that direction of growing very, very strong within yourself. And, your courage to be able to call things out and help protect others. Also with this Helping Hand, protecting others from bullies or standing up to people. I feel like it's a very strong energy for you in 2025. And, letting go of like really old ball and chains and old fights and people who just won't let you go, who are very possessive or controlling over your energy. I feel like that is definitely got to go in 2025. And laziness, procrastination, like all of that is spending all of our time wanting to control someone else's energy or police their behavior instead of just working on our own stuff, is also something that is going out the door. And I want to read this card 26 a little bit right here. And this is about embracing the in-between. Balance comes easily to the Flamingo Spirit, who sees what was and what will be and stands strong in the face of uncertainty. You can be informed by what came before and plan for the future yet to be, but do not resist Flamingo Spirit call to be fully present in the now, where the real magic happens. With one foot in the life you are moving away from and one in the future, as you become the one who leads the life of your highest intentions. Yeah, and it's a spicy year because you've got one foot in transformation and Phoenix energy and moving forward, and there's still a foot that is there in the past, but there's a lot that can be done with that energy, and you're pulling out of it, okay? You must make peace with the fact that you are not fully in either place. Embrace the in-between. This Flamingo Spirit is also a sign that your creativity is arising within you and opportunities are beginning to present themselves. Remain in a balanced state of mind, for there is much to know and learn before going forward with new plans. Okay, if you're feeling nervous and wobbly, stop worrying about the past and the future. Instead, be present in the moment, balancing. For now is the space in which creativity arises. Creativity is your birthright, but if you're moving too quickly in an attempt to avoid discomfort of the transition, you can blind yourself to miraculous possibilities that are before you now, and those just coming into being. The past has had its lessons, and planning has its merits, but right now you may be imbalanced because you're becoming too nostalgic for what once was, or too anxious about what the future might hold. It is time to plan carefully. For now, be still and know that Spirit is here. Now, you guys chose the Queen and the Moon card, and this is where we need to move past inertia, and we need to move past nostalgic ruminations on the past. I know that it's there, but at the same time, pile number 3, we want to, like, when I'm on walks, sometimes pile number 3, I'll start getting like really angry and have really angry thoughts towards people in my own past. And those are times when it's kind of okay to do that because you're getting that energy out, right? But we don't want to like live in that constantly, because it can affect, like, we're wasting too much energy on stuff from the past that doesn't really need to be a part of our future in any like major way. Okay, 2025 is kind of one of those in between years, and we are like at a threshold of, you know, the old way versus the new way, and keeping our energy levels up and keeping our motivation up and getting excited about the changes while holding people accountable for what they're saying and doing is really important in 2025. So pile number 3, I am going to go ahead and leave it there, my friends. I hope you have a beautiful 2025 and take care.